You know what? That's not very impressive looking at all. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna turn this sad little Weber grill into this ultimate mobile grilling station. I exaggerate. It's a grill cart. I'm gonna show you how to make a grill cart today. Oh, and if you cook with gas instead of charcoal like you're supposed to, stick around because I think we can get some hair to grow on that chest before the end of this video. These are the highly detailed plans we'll be working off of today. Don't worry about those. Just follow along. I'm gonna be using 4x4s for the legs and 2x6s for most of the rest of the construction. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut my 4 legs out of the 4x4s at 32 3/8 inch long. I'm gonna mortise out a section on here for my 2x6 to fit in here flush to give this some extra strength. This part you don't have to do. You can just wrap around the legs if you want to keep it simple. What you want to end up with is 4 legs that look just like this, if you want to do it this way. The bottom dimensions of my cart are going to be 24 inches wide by 48 inches long. The top's going to be a little bit different than that, and you'll see how that's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and cut all my pieces for the base, which are going to be 2 at 48 inches long and 2 at 21 inches long. Remember guys, measure twice, cut once. Wood's expensive, and it ain't like it grows on trees. You know what I mean? Wait. I'm about to go against everything I believe in. I'm gonna be using these Spax exterior screws. They have like this pancake head, or they call it like a wafer head, and it is a star drive. And as anybody who watches this channel knows, the greatest drive for screws ever invented is the Robertson screw. Although Americans don't call it the Robertson screw, we call it just a square drive. I don't care what anybody says, it's the best drive there is. And all the Canadians just went nuts because they are very proud of that screw. These Spax screws say that you don't have to pre-drill it. I'm a little bit leery of that, but I'll give it a shot on the first one. Okay. Calm down there. Just kind of get it started, just kind of prep. Okay. Wait. Just kind of push down. Okay. Go for it. Now once it's flush, go ahead and stop. A little bit more. That's good. Perfect. Okay, well actually,
I'm the best.
You are.
I know.
I would say that actually works pretty well. Obviously it didn't split. And I mean, I'm pretty close to the end of the board right there, or I should say you were pretty close to the end of the board, and there's no splitting. So let's do the next one. Grab me that other 4x4. Let's get it out of here. Watch your step. Don't be tripping, yo. I said don't be tripping, yo. I picked these 10-inch pneumatic tires up at Tractor Supply. I've got to be able to roll across loose rocks, and little casters just wouldn't cut it for me. I also picked up a couple of these 3-foot long, 5/8 inch zinc rods, and that is what our tires are gonna roll on. I meant to drill the holes for this rod to pass through the 4x4s on my drill press so that I could make sure they were just perfectly straight. And I didn't. So I'm gonna see if I can do this by hand and see how straight I can keep it. And all I have is 1/2 inch. That's a bit of a bummer because I'm gonna need 5/8. So no matter how much I pre-plan, there's always something that I forget. So I gotta go to the store and grab a 5/8 bit. Oh my gosh, that rhymed. That's amazing.
One trip to the hardware store later.
5/8. It will drill.
I'll start drilling your way.
And I'll start drilling yours.
We'll meet in the middle of these pine 4x4s.
Weird.
What you think about that little baby doll?
I like it a lot, Daddy.
This is how this is gonna lay out. It's gonna be 51 inches from 2x6 to 2x6 plus the handle. And that will frame the top of what's already built. So then I wanna cut my pieces that are the 2x6s that I'm gonna use to lay across the top. And those are each gonna be 27 inches long. And I figured out that if I do 9 of them, that will leave me with a 3/16. That will leave me with a 3/16 inch gap between each one of them. I can't recommend these Milwaukee M12 tools enough. I mean, they don't sponsor me or anything, although if they want to, call me. They're bad to the bone. I mean, they are beasts.
Oh, hello. Hello, Miss Storm. Hello, pup. Hello, you gonna come help me? You silly dog.
To cut out the hole where the grill's gonna go, I've attached this piece of wood to the bottom of my router and I've marked 11 inches from this side of the bit to this hole. And I've marked the center of where I want my 22-inch hole to be on my boards. So all I have to do now is put a screw through that hole into my mark that I already have there. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have a plunge router for this, but I don't have a plunge router. So what I'm gonna do is just ease the router down . Oh, were you expecting this whole thing to fall because I had that in the center? I wonder how many of you guys were watching this thinking, that guy's an idiot. That whole thing's gonna fall through with that in the center. I forgot to mention that I put this bracing on the bottom to hold that centerpiece as I routed it around. Sorry to disappoint you guys. I wanna put this concrete paver recessed into the top. I'm gonna have to cut that out now. But I thought this would make a really good spot to put something hot, like when you gotta put the coal starter on here, the chimney. I can set that on top of here. Also, another good thing this could be used for is a cutting board. I'm just kidding, don't use this for a cutting board. I'm just doing this to mess with those guys that got really upset because I kept touching the concrete with my knife in the fire pit video. Okay, I won't do it. Don't put your knife against concrete. It upsets knife guys. No, seriously, it's a cheap knife. I have a good knife too that I use, but I carry the cheap one so that I don't worry about it. I just resharpen it. But I understand what you're saying. Treat your knives properly. I marked out where I wanted the paver to go, cut it out with the track saw, finished up with the pull saw, and now I'm going to add some bracing to the back of that. I've got these 2x2 pieces that I've already cut, and I'm gonna set these in here and line them up right on that same edge because I want to leave that gap. The reason why I went ahead and had the paver sitting in here while I was doing this was so that I could ensure it had that gap. And now I'm going to use these L brackets or corner brackets, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to use those to hold the concrete in place when it drops down from the top. This way I know that it's going to be flush by having this upside down. And as long as I push down on the tabletop to make it tight against my workbench here, everything will be flush with the paper. So let me get that in now. Oh, one more thing. I should have bought 8 of these. I only bought 4 of them, so I'm only gonna put the 4 on for now, and we'll see how well that works. Well, you're not gonna believe this, and I know you'd be surprised to find out that I've done this, but I just had a brain fart, and I realized that all this bracing that I was putting in is actually in the corner where the 4x4 has got to go. So, it's not a big deal, it won't be hard to fix. I think I can just pull out this one piece on each side and cut about 3 inches off, well, 3.5 inches off, and it'll be just fine. Now, whenever it sets down on the legs, it'll be fine. I'm gonna put a washer on each end. This is really just the test fit at this stage. And I'll put the wheel on there. Then I'll put another washer on. And another washer on this end. And then I'm gonna put a cotter pin in here, and that's what'll hold this wheel on. Will be the cotter pin. And look, man, look how nice that rolls. It's a thing of beauty. I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm gonna cut these off, of course. I'm not gonna leave these this long. Oh, rotten.
It looks amazing.
Thank you, my love. Get in line with it. Get down low. Get down low. Get down low. Get down low. That's good. Let me make sure. Okay. No. Oh. Calm down. Calm down now. Oh, going crazy here. There you go. Get in line with it. You can't. Now you're not lying. Get out of here. All right. I'm gonna take this thing apart in forever, so. It seemed like I would just have to depress that, and then the grill would lift. Oh, look, check it out. Check it out. Yeah, I knew it. I knew I could do it. I believed in myself. I'm beginning to get angry. All right, after much, what's the word? Finagling? I don't know. We got those legs off. I can finally set it in here. I don't want to leave it setting here though on the wood, so let me get some blocks and kind of lift this up and get a better idea of where it's going to be. I took some L brackets, much like the one seen here, only much larger. Then I put them on the sander and I took the edge down to where it became a finer point and rounded it off to where that will fit up underneath the ledge of the grill. And then I sprayed some high heat black paint on them, and I ended up with these. It's got a curve to go around the grill. You can see how that top lip is sanded down, and then this part right here will attach underneath the tabletop. Dang it, forgot the washer. Go ahead and put in the comments how you're not supposed to reuse a cotter pin. What in the world? Oh, I have deformed my metal rod. See, kiddos, if I'd have been using my brain, I'd have taken a piece of wood and put it right there. And then I would have struck the piece of wood. But I weren't thinking. Now I'll slide these painted L brackets up from underneath to catch that lip right there. And we're gonna attach them with these stainless steel screws that have the only head, perhaps better than the Robertson screw head, and that is the combination Phillips square drive. Best of both worlds, Canada and America coming together to create a fantastic connection. For the handle, I took this rather large wooden dowel and I painted it black. I picked these screw hooks up at the store and I'm gonna mount these on the side to hang all of the barbecuing accessories on. I've come full circle. Ooh, yeah! I have removed the smoke from the fire pit, and then I have, yeah boy, I have brought the smoke back with the grill. There are a few upgrades I have in mind that I'd like to make to this cart. I just ran out of time for this video. As far as what's coming up, check this out. We got some guinea fowl chicks, and we also have some chickens on order, which means I've got a chicken coop / guinea fowl coop to build. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, and real quick, very important. Remember at the beginning of the video where I told you you'd grow hair on your chest if you watch this? This next step is very important. If you don't do this, it'll put hair on your back instead of your chest. Be sure to take